I can spare a moment, yes. She'll do his snaking out in the little creak of the door if I closes it gingerly, doing sort of a little bit of a hush sound movement with his lips.
Desmond will, if there is any servants in the court or anything, he will wave them away so they can speak somewhat alone here. Make sure they close all the doors, etc. And then he will look at Colin in a soft voice as to not to carry into the council room. Say, I have been noticing that you seem to be rather preoccupied and perturbed these last few weeks. What's the problem?
I believe you know as well as I. He sort of has sort of black bags under his eyes, and just generally, he generally looks very grandfatherly and nice. Right now, he looks pretty bad. His hair seems almost to have got a little more patchy, as he hasn't slept well, which is very unlike him. He says, "Oh, he sort of seems to struggle to say it. Aaron is not doing well since the meetings he has had with the new lord. As I
What happened at those meetings? Halen has been tight-lipped, to say the least.
They spoke, though I have not been there for all of them. Nothing has been given to him. I simply I believe that Aaron's greatest wish was fulfilled when he saw his son again. As I feared, this has caused him to fall out of his dreams. His waking up rapidly, his shaking. It's all stopped. He just leans back now.
Some frowns.
If I had allowed it, he would likely no longer be with us.
Doesn't
I
nod
have,
slowly.
however, worked without end to make sure that the ailment does not overcome him. He has said little, however, in the time, and I don't know for how long I can keep him continuing in this way.
What would be your estimate for how long he can survive?
It depends mostly on my own stamina, I suppose. Could be a moon, could be two. I will attempt to at least let him see spring once more.
Desmond nods slowly. I see.
Hand to maybe put it on your shoulder, but then sees that it's sort of kind of sweaty and grimy, and then he sort of lowers it again. I'm sorry. I am doing all I can.
I do have the utmost confidence in your abilities, my friend. If anyone can do it, it is you.
Takes his sort of sweaty hand and runs it through his fading hair, retreating hairline as he sort of looks at you. His eyes are very deep and clearly, I mean, yeah, he looks absolutely exhausted.
Desmond looks at him. He is clearly concerned. And he says, if there is anything I can do, anything particular you need that I can get for you, do let me know.
He nods and says, I will. I have had to deny the alchemist my time, but he was understanding about it, it seemed.
Desmond nods. He is an understanding person. Yeah, so far. But it gladdens me that he hasn't pushed too much on this issue yet. He sighs deeply. A lot has changed, has it not, in a very short time?
Yes, it has, and I don't know if it is for the better.
Tessam looks at him, and then he says, and neither am I, but I will do my utmost to see that, that the house becomes stronger for it.
Notice says, I am sworn to serve the house, but I have also done so for long enough that, well, you're more family than I ever had.
Desmond smiles at him at this and says, Maester Cole, of all the people in this keep, it is you who have saved my life when it mattered most, and I will never forget that. You are as much a friend to me as any of my family.
He nods. I shall attempt to make sure your brother does not, that he does not suffer any further.
Desmond nods. Thank you.
Do you wish to see him?
Yes, I will be gone for a while. I will be traveling up north to Peacebury, Trent, and then Swan. It will take some time. I might not be back until, well, sort of looks towards the door.
Says, well, be quiet. She slightly opens the door, walks into the room, letting it sort of be slightly open. Though Desmond's probably not used to walking through like sort of slightly open doors in the same way.
No, but he will somewhat awkwardly squeeze through with Kval on his shoulder.
To close it. In here, it's very, very dim. There's sort of the one window that's sort of over here has been covered, and there's just like a single candle here. I'll just fix that mistake there. There we go. Aaron Caladan is laying on one of the beds in Maester's quarters. And, well, it seems like he's been laying there for quite a bit. There's sort of a bucket with what seems to be water and some like a washcloth next to him and a little old table that has been pushed up with different medicines and such. There clearly isn't much room in here. As the Maester walks over and sort of says, he's sleeping. He won't be waking for the next many hours at least. But you can see him.
Desmond will walk close and look down on his brother.
Aaron is lightly covered. It seems he has a bit of a sweat, really, even if in a sort of generally cold room. He doesn't really have any clothes on, seemingly, and which is not very uncommon for him. And his sort of chest scars that he suffered during the tremendous amounts of torture his brother put him through are very visible right now to Desmond's eyes, even in the sort of the dark, very dim light of the dark room. His face, however, is showing sort of a peaceful, uncaring, like complete peaceful apathy. Something Desmond perhaps remembers from when his own father passed away so many, many years ago. He did not look nearly as old as Aaron looks now, however.
Desmond looks down at his brother, all of the scars, and he leans very heavily on his cane and just looks at him and whispers under his breath, "If, brother, if only I had acted sooner. Maybe all of this could have been avoided. Maybe you could have seen your grandchildren." He swallows, looking down at him. I will keep watching over them. I will do my best. I promise you that. And he will reach out a hand and take. If a hand is visible to hold, he will.
It's sort of laying on top of the covers.
Yeah, he will take the hand and then
Sort of
gently.
thin and frail scar tissue covering most of the arm.
He will gently squeeze it as he leans over and gently puts a kiss on the forehead of his brother.
He seems to have been freshly washed. It's sort of slightly damp.
He leans back, still holding his hand, looking down on him for maybe another half minute or so, and he is. Desmond is very good at hiding his feelings, but if someone saw him now, it would be quite obvious that he is very grief-stricken at Aaron and basically everything. He will sigh deeply, put down Aaron's hand back on the covers gently, and look over to Maester Call and nod. And
he's standing here patiently, waiting, sort of observing Desm, basically thinking, though. He sort of is back from his tiredness, maybe giving a little bit of a slight bit of his usual self when he gets in his sort of contemplative mood. Just watching, thinking.
Desm looks down on Aaron again. Farewell, brother. And then he slowly walks up, nods to Maester Cole, gives him a pat on the shoulder as he passes. And slowly, stiffly makes his way out. Maybe his wound has phantom pains.
Just lets him see himself out.
Yep.
So, Desm leaves. What? Desm grew up in a castle with 3 brothers, I believe, 2 older and 1 younger.
Yes.
The strong father and everything. It was great, really. What's his sort of, when he thinks now? What's his fondest memory of his brothers? Maybe all of them together.
I think one of his fondest memories was from one of the family like traditional what do you call it, like holiday dinners, basically. All the family gathered for once, everyone back home, not out traveling or doing whatever whatever lords had to do. Just everyone gathered. It was winter. It was relatively cold outside, and just this nice family dinner. It's some, like, when he thinks back on it, it's like nothing really sticks out to his mind about it. But maybe that is also what sticks out. It was a time when everyone seemed happy, and like none of this was even like a concern or a thought. Just the whole family together and happy days.
Then maybe the memory shifts to later, seeing them all again in a way. When his father was dead, he had been gone to Essos for some years, and coming back to find, Lorne ruling with Aaron in the dungeon, and Oranas having fled to Bravos to escape the situation. being invited in, welcomed, asking where his brothers are, and being given an honest and happy answer. Perhaps someone who would remind him a little bit of Lauren would be, well, Lord Tali's son, perhaps? Though it seemed like Lauren was triggered by something. Something happened in those years where Decim was gone that
Hmm.
changed him quite strongly and made him very
I don't think,
antagonistic towards the villagers.
yeah, I don't think Dessem really figured out exactly what happened to him to make him like that. He was just this in this utter like disbelief when he returned, and like desperately trying to see a way out of it, which led to many long nights of just cold sweat, laying in bed, thinking, what would be next? Would he be next? Maybe even hearing like, or at least thinking he heard like the distant screams from the dungeon, and finally deciding that this has to end in some regards.
Seeing Lauren's sort of dying death mask, still with a face, and maybe in the words on his lips that he believes fully that he's doing the right thing.
Desmond will, walking down the corridor, grit his teeth at the memory, and with no small amount of hostility, look at the door to the council room where Gorman Peak sits, plotting, for all Desmond knows, the house downfall, as he will grimly walk up the stairs to get ready.
Maybe a night of not too much sleep.
No, this is a night for painting, which he will be doing.
I like the aggression there. This is a night for painting.
Yeah, no, that
It'd be like
is
so, like what sort of like
all
fun
of
hobbies you
his.
have. This is a night for going out on the town and dancing.
It's like all of his angst, all of his fear, all of his anger is being channeled into his art. It is the way out he has, and he will create a piece this night that is to him truly him. No holding back.
And then it goes into dark room.
And then it will probably go in the darkroom forever, yes, because Agatha will take one look at that and she might even
Gasp.
blanch a little bit. Yeah,
Just-
she'll be like, she might actually pale a little bit.
This is not the man I married. She chucks it away, repeating that to herself again and again and again.
She will, gently stroke his cheek and says, "What happened to you? You weren't always like this."
We've also heard that Nelia and Ryman have agreed that Oranas shall be a good name for the young son. After her,
Horanus, huh? Oh, okay. That's lovely.
after Nelia's father.
Desmond will approve.
Nima will approve a lot. Like,
Yeah.
awesome.
Like who? Wait, no, I know that guy.
Wait, no. Oh, right.
There are so many names I have to remember.
I know it was great. Like don't care. Wait a second.
It's on the list.
It checks on the
Yeah.
list. A lamp flashes.
Yeah, the checklist. That's awesome.
Probably learned this from Agatha, who in her youth perhaps was a little bit of a gossip, but she's sort of grown out of that. But maybe this whole newborn child sort of gets her. She seems younger than usual when she has to do with this, though that perhaps fades away when she sees the deathly painting of despair and horror made this night. Right. Does anyone else do anything particular to prepare for the leaving in the morning?
Can you see the baby?
Sure.
Yay!
So Ryman's very proud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he's a little knight, that one.
Yeah, that's fine. Nima knows him. Yeah, Nima greatly approves of the name. I'd hope there's gonna be just as good man is gonna come out of this baby as the
His
grandpa.
namesake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach him water dancing. And this new awesome technique.
As if you're not dead by then. Assassination gone wrong.
You know, he was
Why you
gonna.
gotta ruin the
Was a
mood?
joke.
Yeah, well, you really had to, right?
Alaric's gonna end up dying way before then anyway.
What?
You're not helping.
Fuck, Halldamir.
I'm joking.
That's what he's telling Hugo.
Yeah.
This kid's never gonna grow up.
Yeah.
Never gonna grow up, man.
Like,
You know, if he says any of that in front of Neiman, he was gonna punch him in the face.
Oh, hey, Hugo.
he's constantly looking Hugo over like, what did the Iron Bank do to you, Hugo?
Yeah.
What did
Look
they
into
do?
the clouds. There are dragons still. Huh? They will come. They will come.
Who knew that Sir Alaric would be the one who would
Yes,
actually go
yes.
mad in the group?
Which,
Like,
which actually ties into something before like Tina continues the rest of her roleplay. I was just curious. This had been something I thought about last week, although I didn't think of mentioning it until after Halldamir left. So the letter that we got from the royal family had some dragon seals on it, and I know that Decim ended up getting the letter, and he showed it to the Lord, and it was shown to basically everyone around the table at the time, which I don't think Alaric was there for, but he would have been like told about this. I want to know whether he saw the letter. Even though he can't read, he may have seen the letter.
I don't know. If he saw the seals, he
the
probably knows the
letter
seals.
was at the council room, but
Yeah, you would have probably seen
but
it laying like I know.
but it was taken away from there, and Decim has it probably stored in one of his many compartments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where he keeps all the important papers.
So he might not have seen it.
Well, we can do like a flashback to when he looks over the like pile of paper with just scribbles on it that he doesn't understand and sees like the opened letter, sort of maybe like just like folded out, laying on its like upside, having just been read by someone who put it down gravely.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah,
He sees
maybe
the
he went into the study while Decim was there, and like to report of the like training of the troops or something, and he just sees the letter like laying on one of the piles.
Yeah. Well, either way, if he sees the seals, because I believe one of them was white. Did you say?
Yeah, it's a white dragon with one head, just sort of been stamped. Well, a dragon with one head stamped in white wax, and then the three-headed sort of toil dragon of Targaryen in wet red wax.
Then Alaric would probably look at that wide-eyed, and then probably go quiet for a while. But you most likely heard during like the night after. You probably heard him waking up in a shock and shouting out about something about dragons and all of the bodies and.
Well, then according to according to Dark, who was the room planner and designer, that means that Bree got to hear him shout about fucking
Yeah,
dragons
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Well, if he suddenly like it goes quiet in the middle of a report or something, Decim will look up for whatever he's writing and look over to him and be like, "You were supposed to tell me something, Sir Alaric." So following his wide eyes, looking at at the letter.
Alaric will just say, the soldiers there. I'll get one of the officers to. I gotta go. And he just kind of like walks out, obviously troubled. Like,
Decim will just blink, looking after him.
Alaric is
Continue
clearly
riding.
troubled.
Anyway, we completely kneecapped Tina's time with the baby.
Yeah. Back to baby time with Nina. With Nina.
No. She's just gonna. I don't think we need a scene. It's gonna be weird.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sure.
In this little
Right.
sort of little baby bed that was brought in by Agatha, and just blabbing, making little tiny sounds. Though most of the time he's just sleeping. He's not very old. So he's just sleeping most of the time, and then crying, and then being fed, and sleeping some more. Very tiny little thing.
Right. That's a nice baby.
Like a tiny bit of hair on the head.
What color?
Oh, it's adorable.
Well, right now it looks just kind of blonde, but
You can never tell by
might
baby
get some
hair
color at some point.
One of my cousins had jet
I mean,
black hair
Ryman
when
has
they were
sort of light blonde, and Nelly has sort of almost white. So the chances are it's going to be a pretty light color.
Well, Nima will congratulate.
We're very happy. Though Nelly is very exhausted as well. So Ryman is very proud, and we'll speak to her.
Yeah,
anyone
for
wants
some
to.
reason, Nima's gonna, be very like, are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?
To who?
To Nadia.
She'll nod happily and say that she's never been more happy.
That's good.
But also that she probably won't be walking around for a little bit.
Right. Yeah, you'll just look at the baby and smile.
Great. Ema thinks maybe it smiles back.
Nima's just happy she doesn't ask if you want to hold him.
Well, it's a little too young right now to be brought around much.
Well, that was basically what Nima feared. That she would be asked, "Do you want to hold the baby?" No. No.
Then the awkward silence after you refuse to hold the baby. Just like everyone just like stands around.
Oh, okay.
It is awkward because I myself don't like to hold babies. So it is awkward when people are like, "Don't you want to hold it?" It's like, no.
They don't particularly ask.
Good.
Agatha is also very adamant that we have to stay quiet around the baby and
Sure. Nima will stay quiet around the baby. Nima doesn't hear it scream at night, but others do.
Oh, you do. Well, sometimes.
What? Nima sleeps in the barracks.
Sometimes there are windows open. It's rather loud.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Nima will just leave, congratulate, and leave.
Sure. What's Bree doing before leaving?
Well, after awkwardly like leaving the council room because she was dismissed, she is greatly relieved that she was not called upon to ask or say anything, and she retreated back to her room. She is mostly relieved that apparently she is going to be leaving. She would like to leave. He would be gone too, but then she won't be next to him, so she won't have to like talk to him or interact with him. She'll just have to be around other people. She thinks she can handle that.
Has she been eating in her room as well?
She has requested to do so, yes.
All right. Well, She's been given what she wanted, even though she's pretty sure that it. I mean, usually Nima or the maester would be sent to get her and fetch her down to the eating hall. It seems like this lord has taken more of a pity on her than they ever did, at least in terms of letting her eat in her room.
Yes, Bree knows all too well how her independence was not fully tolerated about things, and I do recall the first session where a certain someone was sent to fetch Bree. But Bree is in part looking to, she's feeling out the new lord, her brother, whom she has never met before, and she's trying to get a grip on the situation. This is just one part of many in her learning her place.
It certainly seems to be a two-way street, that one. As whatever maybe dealing with her is something he has put off a bit. Perhaps on the recommendation of his friend, who seems thoroughly uninterested in Bree.
To be fair, Bree does understand her situation. She is clever enough to recognize the value of her in comparison to all of the other things the house is facing. And she is more than happy to exploit that. She is unimportant, and she is okay with continuing to assume that unimportant role. For now.
Rosette has visited her once, asking if when Lanus and herself go to Dorne, if she would want to come with them.
Bree would have a non-committal answer for that. Bree basically doesn't know.
All right. Sure. On that, she hasn't really seen Rosette much, who has been acting very timidly and making Lena's nervous by doing so.
Yes. Bree thinks she understands why, although she feels very amiable, friendly towards Rosette. Rosette's attitude shift after the monster Shadowcat thing has just confused Bree. And Bree doesn't understand why Rosette is completely different from then.
Mm-hmm.
And Bree has thought about trying to ask someone, but Bree doesn't know who to ask about that, especially not in the current political climate of the house.
Yeah. Sure. And so, the night, the morning occurs. And, well, I suppose it's Desm's job to make sure that everyone gets to be ready to leave.
Well, it's Lucas' job, actually. To fuss about and get everything
Lucas
ready.
been asked to, then he will go and do so.
Yay.
And Bree's door. Yeah, not coming in though. She's a
Yeah,
lady after all.
that's right.
Saying that her uncle, his lordship, is looking to have her be ready at the courtyard.
Bree will acknowledge Lucas and dismiss him.
As he goes to, well, fetch Alaric, who's already left. And
He sleeps really out in the.
yeah.
He sleeps next to Hugo. He saw that guy lurking by,
Never again.
Hugo.
He doesn't.
Just hugging him.
He
He
doesn't
hasn't
sleep
actually talked. He hasn't actually talked to Manfer in a month. It's really weird. It's just he's locked himself in the stable.
This is how
Where's
you treat your
Manfer?
destiny point.
Manfer's like, oh, but I thought we were gonna train. Oh,
Yeah. No,
Well, I
Alaric
heard that
doesn't
a knight
sleep
should
very
sleep
well
with his
sometimes.
horse. So
but
And
Wait, what?
Nima's gonna train Manfer if you don't do it.
Oh, Alaric
Well,
trains
has
Manfer.
been doing lots of training with trying to learn how to command troops and such. Well, that's not generally a knightly thing. It's certainly is a sort of heir to the Lords of the Marshes for a little while longer thing to do.
oh, poor Manfer.
Father will be bereft of his time-honored and inherited title in just a little bit of time.
Yeah, I don't think Manfer is on this map, or
Have
he's
you
somewhere else.
have you talked to Manfer? Have you hugged him or something? I think he needs a fatherly figure to help him, support him or something. I think he is in serious emotional distress.
Well, that's Alaric does treat him
so your
sort of
father
child.
nearly died, and he's pretty much incapable now, just like our former lord used to be. And so,
No, Alaric's nice to Manfer. He's looks after Manfer.
Milford doesn't put his problems on Elric, though, because that would not be what a squire does. Even if he has some, and if he's asked to, he will just say that it's nothing, and then go about being troubled.
he needs like someone who he can talk to.
Sometimes, maybe, he misses his mother, but
Oh,
that's not what an almost man grown should go about doing, so.
Nope.
You'll only see it in his eyes, but not hear it.
How old is he?
He is a little younger than Lena's.
he's like
A
12.
little older than Bree.
Why does everyone treat him like a baby then?
Because look at that face. It's just so cute and cheery.
Just want to pinch his cheeks.
Yeah.
that is the first clear sign that you're an old person, Jonas. You deserve to die.
Well, Decim, sometime, Decim will resort to that. With his skeletal hands. And dark candy. It's probably licorice.
Much meat on the bones of.
Have some candy, young one.
Werther's originals.
Yes, Werther's originals. I bought a whole ton of it.
You know, I don't know. I guess that's a Danish thing that old people always have hard candy
No, it's
no,
not a
it's-
Danish
with
thing.
peppermint.
I think
It's
a
like a
general
world thing.
It's like an old people thing.
It's an old person thing. Hard candy.
Hard candy with peppermint.
It's just a thing.
You know, they're
I go
so.
to Appleton to buy it.
Old people in Denmark, they have those white peppermint hard candy with chocolate inside. They're delicious.
Marianne's.
Maybe.
That story
I
involving
haven't seen an old
Manfred
person in some time.
is all fine and well. Unfortunately, my character just doesn't care about it.
I don't
She's
care about
insensitive
it.
to-
Yeah, because she's insensitive. Oh.
Yeah, it's too bad. Otherwise, they could be friends. But no.
Well, how
You know,
sad
he-
that your dad almost died.
Yeah.
My dad's a mental cripple who doesn't even acknowledge my existence.
He thinks I'm
I
dead.
bet it's real tough for you to be a squire in your youth.
Yeah.
Have you?
I got-
I got.
Yeah, I
Scarred, I
got
guess.
tortured for years. Like,
You know how I got these scars?
Yeah, it's not
Yes,
funny.
it is.
I know. It's like the whose dick is bigger contest. Oh yeah, well, let me tell you how much I suffered.
You know that Nee was gonna jump in. I lived on the street of Bravos.
No one cares about
Yes,
Bravos,
it's gonna
it's fine.
pass.
People would be happy with the streets.
No one gets her because no one knows a problem. Like, okay, yeah, sure. Whatever.
Desmond's gonna pass outside
That sounds
where that
amazing.
conversation is happening and
Oh,
look
it
in
was
and then
not
just shake his
amazing.
head and just keep
Literally,
going.
all I know about Bravos is they have a rich bank, so that must have been cool.
Yeah, it
No,
must
it's-
like the streets must just be
The streets are
gold
just
from the iron
flooded with
bank.
money. Yeah.
Basically, if
Yeah.
you can't catch a bird, you gotta catch a rat and eat that.
Like, surely if you sleep outside the
don't
iron
catch it,
bank, it's like
like-
golden floor you can sleep on, right? Be beautiful.
So there we were in the courtyard.
Reminiscing about who had it worst.
Yeah.
Alaric has had it pretty
Alaric
good,
doesn't
actually.
even talk about his childhood because it was pretty good. Spent most of his
That's
time in my
nice.
garden.
Having fun, playing with the people who can't get into trouble because they're too rich and powerful.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
He's basically past having sex. I mean, that's all I did. I don't know. It's kind of tough,
Like-
but.
I hit puberty and then I don't remember.
Oh,
No.
So there we were in the courtyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes,
you will notice
Does
that.
Manfred not have his own horse?
he does. but we
He
He
don't
does,
fucking
but
for
no
it.
token, I suppose.
Oh, poor Manfer.
Sit on the head of Hugo for now.
No.
Hugo doesn't care. He starts like weightlifting with Manfred.
So there we were in the courtyard.
So you sit out.
Yeah, we
You
set
will
out.
notice
Oh, okay.
that Decim has 3 packages with him that look suspiciously like portraits.
Oh my.
Oh God. Perhaps this may lighten the mood, Lord Peace.
Look at these.
Man with like peas stuffed in every orifice and just.
Oh, no.
Holy shit.
How big are horses?
I
Like
don't
this?
know.
Here you go,
Kind of that
Manfred.
big.
They're
Oh, is it white?
3. Alaric's,
sorry.
like Hugo's 4. So
Does he need to be smaller?
no,
No, it's fine.
that's fine. Oh wait, that's Hugo's size horse.
Though he probably should be smaller, like
Okay.
pony-sized.
He has a little white pony.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you set out.
That's right.
How do you travel? Sort of what's the sleeping in inns, in tents, on the roadside,
Inns, preferably.
Yeah.
surcoats with the house mark showing your nobles, or
Yeah, of course.
you're legit? Sure.
Well,
Wonderful.
Knightly
legit.
heraldry.
How's Caladan is coming, Make
Yeah.
way, peasants.
It will take you about, about 10 days to get to Putting Field, I believe it's called. The Peacebury keep. And the road is generally considered pretty safe, though you do, as you enter into to Selmaland, see some worried peasants who close their doors when you ride past and such. Rumor has it that Lord Selmy has taken a large honor guard with him, going to visit his friends to show how important he is now. And that his peasantry is not too happy about that, because there are like bandits that have been hunted away from Appleton lands, and I mean, where are they gonna go? Literally, the closest place they can is Selmy land. So they are being prepared for not good times. The inns, however, welcome you. Your people traveling, your money on horses, and it's nice. One of you can copy your tokens, I think, because a good decent step sort of even past Harvest Hall. Don't sit in there because allegedly he isn't home, and it's kind of rude to visit him when he isn't home.
We should impose upon all the fucking houses like people try to impose upon us.
Stay for
Here
months.
for bread and salt, motherfucker.
Oh, I am ever so hungry. Hugo will eat a whole field.
Vote
That's how we
Selmy.
win. That's how we get them to submit. We
That's
just
how we
eat
win.
them like Hugo
Attrition.
eats them out of the
Make
house.
the marshes great again. Vote Selmy.
Otherwise, so Alaric and Hugo will eat everything you have in your stores. The face on Bonifer Trant when he realizes.
So there I was loading the maps map.
Yes. And
Yeah.
no reason to make it.
so I guess copying the horse wasn't necessary.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I did. I
it
went
was
back
not
and just
necessary.
copied it. All right.
I copied my
You can put
horse.
it there and then remove it. I mean, they won't really let it inside, but
Easel, you will.
So
It outside.
where do you want us to be, God?
Where are we
Uh,
supposed
Yeah,
I
which
don't
one's
know.
the entrance?
like
At a what?
places- What?
What?
What's the question?
Which one's the entrance?
where are we supposed to look?
Oh, where are we? What are we doing?
Oh, there we go.
Well, this is a tavern called the Three Pears, because outside there are three lovely pear trees. Though right now there's few leaves and such, so it's really not that amazing. But apparently they brew their own pear cider, and that's got to be interesting. And this up here is actually the stairs, but the doors. here.
I did ask where you wanted us to be, Lord.
You can be at the stairs if you want.
These
I don't
stairs are
want to be
fascinating.
at the stairs. That's
Like, are we walking in or?
I guess we're walking.
Sure,
in, yeah.
we can do walking in.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, cool.
Because-
what is the name of this tavern?
It
The
is
three
The
pairs.
three pairs, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is that the Snacky Ducky?
because like it could be pairs, as in
Like there's
Like-
a pear tree and.
people being a pair, but it could also be like could being paired.
The cat and the cucumber.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those people.
Yes, those are people who catch your eye
Oh
because the
my.
guards are wearing
Oh.
like surcoats.
Well.
Not
Look
something
at,
everyone gets to do.
look at her.
Yeah, look at her.
Look at whatever she's wearing.
Alaric.
Those are our guards.
Oh, yeah.
Alaric just goes straight over there. Milady.
Halberds come out.
And then the
Maybe-
halberd
Your
comes
sticks
out, if you know what I'm
away.
saying.
Maybe you should start with what surcoat they have.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
uh,
guessing Swan.
That would probably be a good guess, yes.
I don't know.
Well, the guards are called Swan guards. So.
Yourself has a generally sort of a rich look upon her. She is reasonably fair, though she doesn't really have the hair and eye color that really sell it well in the reaches anyway. Perhaps she's more of a Stormlander. But you enter as always usually. But usually there's not many people here and such. There isn't right now. Lots of free places. Barmaid comes, wishes to give you a table somewhere and lets you have some food, some cider. It's generally a quiet evening as most, except for the apparent noble guard that is here. She does take a look at you, and her eyes do sort of linger on each of you for a little while as you enter.
Well, if I guess we'll take a table and do whatever arrangements are needed for us to stay in this place, this lovely establishment.
Have some food and some bed rest.
Mm-hmm.
Been riding long. Yeah.
Looking over Brienne. It's like, all right, fine. Move it.
Sure, you can have that chair.
Bree moved a chair. But okay.
No, that's
No, Bree took that chair that Nima's sitting in and moved it here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Moved it over there.
it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. You go sit with your backs to people you don't know, complete strangers
You know,
who have tokens
I
and names.
do it.
Bree
Do
took
it,
one
I'm
look at them and said, "They have
prepared."
names on their tokens." I'm not
Yeah.
sitting with my back.
Well, it's
Those
quite
are-
easy to distinguish them from the peasants and like hunters
Oh,
and
yeah,
such
sure.
that are otherwise at the inn. They stand out basically, and they seem like important people, which is why they're here and not invisible like all the peasants, servants, and people who don't mirror that. Yeah, you're fed some, like decent food. You have money to pay for it, and perhaps you're getting tired of peas.
We have a gorgeous expense account provided by the Lord of the house.
Oh yes, he is providing all of this, of course.
We give him the receipt. What the shit is this? 37 gold dragons on what?
How many pear
Diplomatic
pies
mission,
did you
my
need?
lord?
Lord Peaceberry wanted all the pie.
It was a diplomatic
How many
mission.
hay?
I mean, like, Linus is a steward, so we just give him the receipt.
Yeah.
Dart comes back, like, blinks.
This. You spend how many wealth points? Well, of course, my lord.
It was
You're so
1d4
cold.
wealth points for a
Yep.
diplomatic
Exactly.
mission.
That's what D4 is. D4 wealth points for a mission. Oh boy.
Dark's listening in. You just
And
popped
so
on
you-
chat.
You
the
eat
hell you
and
don't.
drink lavishly from
Yes.
the finest of like one-use golden cups and whatnot.
Yeah. Dusky maidens fanning us.
They actually don't have that
No.
much of like fancy stuff. But I mean, the barmaid can fan you if you want to pay for that. I mean,
You
That's
get
right.
a
As
new
long
as
mug.
you- as
I
long
don't
as you
think
don't
she's
touch.
dusky, though.
uh,
Pretty
You
sure
know,
she's
winter's
fair-skinned.
coming. I think Nima's fine.
Winter's
Th-
here.
that's, you know,
Yeah, and this place isn't as well heated as the. They have a good fireplace though. So upstairs is probably a little warmer even. True. The night progresses. Who usually sort of goes to bed early or late when you sort of travel?
Alaric tends to go quite late.
Bree goes early.
Early. I'm gonna wake
Doesn't
up all the time and be
will-
scared out my shit.
She's a light sleeper.
Yeah, and haunted.
I guess Decimus too, with his awareness being so high. I suppose he's actually quite a light sleeper.
I just have the haunted part.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, perfect.
That's more like waking up screaming and flaming.
Oh God! Well, you have something in common with Alaric then, so
Yeah.
I mean, you can share.
You scream dragons, and I scream something provoking.
This is why you sleep at inns, so you can have rooms that are far away from one another. Not like being in a tent with two people who wake up like flailing.
This fucking ruckus going on every night. Decimus is haggard at this point.
Decim just walks into the inns and is like, "Are there two separate rooms, like completely away from the
Yeah,
others?"
I'll take
Like,
the furthest one.
Alaric, Nima, go sleep in the stables.
Exactly.
Not gonna happen.
you come in and Alaric's hugging Hugo.
Well, you do sleep with your
Big enough
horse.
to
We have
spoon
established that.
Yeah.
Spoon horse.
Spoon the horse. Ugh. Well, Decim will stay around for a bit, to chat with Sir Alaric from things and stuff, and he is also curious about people around here. He's out traveling again.
You can do a knowledge streetwise if you want to know who she might be.
Yes, I do.
That's a thing you can do. You can actually do that easily by just looking at people. So
Let me streetwise.
oh yeah, you know who this is. This well, this fair lady would be Lady Bunicia. She is a lady of Swan, a daughter, in fact, of Gavin Swan, and his wife, Illyria Trant.
Is she known for anything in particular?
Well, yeah. I mean, she's known for visiting the Trant sometimes, and being one of the reasons that that sort of the Trant Swan relationship is kept up. She's known to be peasants anyway say that she's somewhat of a blood sorceress, and she does dark experiments, and that it's probably her who made the plague, and that her sisters are afraid of her, and that's the only reason they don't flee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.